Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, sometimes you get what you deserve. I don't know, could be wrong. I love my friends, I tell the truth, but I can't make it make sense to you when I can't tell what the hell I'm thinking. But I need someone to hold my hand. I've been sitting on bigger plans. I can't make you understand. God knows I'm doing the best that I can. Need someone to hold my hand. I've been sitting on bigger plans. I can't make you understand. God knows I'm doing the best that I can. Don't know who I am, don't know where I've been. Goddamn, I don't know anything. It's a red hot mess, it's got me in, but I'm closer than I've ever been. Getting there, but haven't got there yet. Ain't no saint and I'm no safe bet. Don't know for sure, but I could guess. Baby, I'm a work in progress. Hey! Woo! Baby, I'm a work in progress. Rip it up, start again. Get out of bed, call a friend. Keep it simple, baby steps. Gotta get it wrong to get it right. Gotta lose a little sleep at night. I don't know, I'm really tired. But I need someone to hold my hand. I've been sitting on bigger plans. I can't make you understand. God knows I'm doing the best that I can. Need someone to hold my hand. I've been sitting on bigger plans. I can't make you understand. But God knows I'm doing the best that I can. Don't know who I am, don't know where I've been. Goddamn, I don't know anything. It's a red hot mess, it's got me in. I'm closer than I've ever been. Getting there, but haven't got there yet. Ain't no saint and no safe bet. Don't know for sure, but I could guess. Baby, I'm a work in progress. Hey! Woo! Baby, I'm a work in progress. Hey! Woo! Baby, I'm a work in progress. Power on the drums. Great job, everyone. All right, we're going to play Car Wash now. This is the song where I cried in the car wash. Feeling good, Lady Pops? Stunning, let's do it. It's a lot like sacrifice. It's a lot like giving yourself away. When you wake up and open your eyes. It's a lot like same thing, different day. Early mornings and late nights. Giving up but never giving. Brace yourself for the bad times. Saying you and me can ride out anything. Crying in the car wash. I'm crying in the car wash. I'm crying in the car wash with you. Like a toxic boyfriend. And I'm holding out for the little wins. When he tells me he loves me, nearly as much as I love him. And sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes I'm playing a made of veil. And it feels like purpose when the lights come up and it's me and Clara. Now I'm crying in the car wash. I'm crying in the car wash. I'm This is not what I expected. Now I'm crying in the car wash. Crying in the car wash. I'm crying in the car wash with you. I'm crying in the car wash. I'm crying in the car wash. I'm crying in the car wash with you.
But next, to follow the Piranhas and Tom Hark, still legendary in the hometown of Brighton. Here's someone else from Brighton making their live session debut for us this evening. Good evening, ARXX.
Hello.
Are you from Brighton? Did you wind up in Brighton?
I was born there, actually.
Were you?
Yeah.
You're a rare breed, Clara.
I am a rare breed. I didn't grow up there, though, so maybe that discounts the fact.
What? You ran away and then came back?
I did, yeah.
I know quite a lot of people from Brighton, and it always feels like people in Brighton are very proud of the musical scene and the creative environment in the town. Is that what pulled you back?
Yeah, and the seaside, I have to say.
Right.
It's the ice cream, wasn't it, Clara?
It was the ice cream, yeah. Shout out Morocco's.
I would say I was down in Brighton actually myself last Thursday. I went to see a band at Alphabet, and it was just the friendliest audience as well. I think you do find, I mean, outside being I'm there for the Great Escape Festival, which is just rammed full of people. But generally, if you go to gigs for the rest of the year in Brighton, it's a very receptive audience.
Oh, for sure. And I think 80% of the audience will always be musicians as well. So we support one another.
Yeah, of course. I read a stat somewhere. Where was it? A couple of weeks ago, I think, which I think claimed that Brighton had more venues per person in terms of population than anywhere else in the UK.
Yeah, we're so spoiled, and it's amazing. It's a place where new venues can start and actually still survive. So, yeah, we are very, very lucky. I think that's probably why we love it so much.
You've not restricted yourself to just playing locally, though. You have done a daft amount of touring, haven't you, in the last 2 or 3 years. Who have you played with? Because, again, you've played with all kinds of artists.
Yeah, we had a really brilliant year where we started out supporting a kind of German heavy metal band, and then supporting Youngblood, and then supporting Gaz Coombs, and then supporting Moona. And
the Vamps. Let's not forget the Vamps.
The Vamps, yeah.
And Fletcher.
I just had a beautiful moment of wow, maybe we're, the everyman's band.
Well, I think they call it versatile. That's what they say.
That is what they say.
Yeah. Is it true? I think this might be one of the songs you might play. Is it true that when your manager phones you to tell you that you're about to do a tour with one of your favourite bands, that one of you burst into tears?
That was me, yeah, and I was in the car wash. I was walking up to the man who looked, very happily at me with my keys, right. And I just burst into tears in front of him.
Oh, bless!
I think he just maybe thought he'd done a really good job, which, to be fair, he absolutely had.
Do you know when anything, when something important is going to happen in the future in your career, like getting a top 40 chart position, or being announced as one of the headliners on a stage at a festival, can you be somewhere more glamorous next time?
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
There is a lot of other stuff to talk about, but let's have a song first. What are you going to start with?
So we're going to start with a song that we wrote for a TV show that we've did some writing for last year, called Riot Women, that came out on BBC One. It's 10/10 if you haven't seen it, and this is the theme song from it. It's called Riot Women.
It is ARXX absolutely live on Six Music. Here you go. I'm not sure if they have monitors at Maida Vale, but that's a classic foot on the monitor. ARXX playing live for us, our guests in session this week. Riot Women. We'll come back to the subject of the TV drama Riot Women in a second. Can we do a bit of history, though, for all of us who are, maybe just a bit shaky on your story so far, who wouldn't pass the exam? You knew each other on sort of around the gig circuit, weren't necessarily friends, but then you were both looking for someone who was as dedicated as you were to actually just committing to being in a band. Is that about right?
That sounded lovely, yeah. Yes, that's exactly right. We used to play gigs together. I actually bought Hanny's CD.
I bought a sticker. Sorry, I didn't commit more.
Yeah, gosh. And I still have it. And yeah, Hanny asked me if I knew anyone that would audition to be their drummer, and I said, please can I audition? And it was a very intense process, but I was the only one. So I got the job, and I'm very pleased.
And then rather than just waiting around for things to happen, you've been very proactive, haven't you, in getting out there? Like the touring, which we mentioned. You just thought, well, we've got a car. Or,
Absolutely.
let's just go to Europe.
Yeah, I think we both come from like quite DIY households. Like my mum and Clara's dad are quite similar in the sense of like, oh, we'll just do that then.
Right.
Whether it be, like scaffolding your house or whatever. But for us, it was like, well, we'd love to go on tour. How do you do that? And so we just, maybe it was a bad idea, but we just messaged people on Facebook and got in my van and went.
My
car at the time.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. By the way, Scaffolding Your House is a terrific concept EP, which is just waiting to be made. But
if you need anyone, call Paul.
Over the two albums that you've released, you're not scared to make a noise, but at the same time, you have really, and particularly of late, lent into the sound of contemporary pop music, I think, with some enthusiasm, which, I don't know, the thing, because the thing, and what I get out of that is the thing about pop music is, at its core, it's songs that everyone wants to sing out loud together in a crowd or with your mates, and that's pop music, isn't it? And I think part of that is summed up, particularly in the last album.
Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of exactly it for us. I don't think when we go into the studio, we never really have like an end game in terms of what we want to create, what we want our songs to sound like, but we do have a sense of like how we want it to feel live, because more than anything, we're a live band, and we know that we wanted to go to our shows and feel this sense of like euphoria. The world's a scary place at the moment, and we just wanted a bit of joy, and we wanted our gigs to feel like a little pocket of joy and everything. So that's what we set out to create, and it just ended up that we ended up making pop bangers and sorry not sorry.
And have you learnt any of this from people that you've gone to see live? Is there anything that you've, I don't know, the feeling of being in an audience thinking, yes, that's it, that if you condense it down, that's what we'd like to do?
Yeah, I think for us, Moona were a really big kind of like moving part, that's not what I mean to say, but like a really big influence. We just both kind of were in the crowd. They played a show at Concord, and we were just, it was like pure joy, and everyone around was having the best night of their lives, and we were like, that's what we want, that's kind of what we want to create. And that like sense of kind of community and like just a welcoming atmosphere, and an escape, really. And so we were like, let's do that. Yeah. And that has been our main driving force.
And I think I read somewhere, I can't remember which one of you two it was, but having quite one of those emotional experiences, hands in the air at the Florence and the Machine gig at Ali Pali.
That was me, yeah. I really did lose myself in that gig. I lost all my friends, but I had the best time.
What sort of music do you listen to when you're not making your own music then? What feeds into this at the moment?
Oh, I'm a big Courtney Barnett fan, a big Middle Kids fan. I could go on and on. Haim are a number one favourite of ours.
Yeah, our influences are so varied. To be honest, I tend to listen to a lot of spa music at the moment.
Wow.
But, sorry, is that the relaxing day out or the mini supermarket? I don't know which spa is that.
Depends on the day, to be honest. No, I'm not. Just kind of really varied. I like a lot of folk music, and I'm super into Troye Sivan at the moment. Who isn't? But yeah, it just moves with the season.
I suppose I'm also looking for some clues as to where some of your lyrical inspiration comes from, because you go through a lot of different emotions in your songs. It feels like a day in the life is get up, write messages you'll never send, then anxious, hopeful, defiant, unsure again, inner monologue about trying to find out more about who you are, night out with friends, dance on a table, go to sleep, repeat.
Yeah.
That needs to be our bio. That was great.
Yeah, no, I when I first started out writing, I was such a massive fan of sort of like the alternative scene, so anything coming out of Saddle Creek. And then I went and I listened to Kate Nash, Made of Bricks, and at the time I was just blown away by the fact that I understood everything she was saying, and I was a teenager, so I felt like someone was telling a story that I could relate to, and then I knew how to tell a story. And so since then I've tried to be like really deliberate about songs feeling accessible. Like, yes, there might be layers to different meanings, but you can listen to the song and be like, oh, I know what you're saying. And I think there's a place for all kinds of writing, but for me that's always been the way I've wanted to go, that people hear it and are like, yeah, you get me.
I think interestingly, it's as much as I think it's at that point where something resonates with you, partly because you know that that's exactly the same conversation you have in your own head but don't say out loud, as you're having in your head but don't say out loud until it's in a song.
Exactly, yeah.
It's inner strengths and weaknesses. Just before we get to your next couple of songs, obviously to follow the last album, the telly program which you mentioned, how did you end up? What I don't know how did somebody just phone up one day and said, BBC Drama Department, will you write some music for this series for the iPlayer? How does that happen?
Close enough, to be fair.
Yeah.
Also, just before, where were you when you got the call that this was happening, and did you burst into tears?
Yeah, we really, really couldn't believe it. We basically got a DM from a person who worked on the show called Amy Raphael. And she was like, I have an exciting opportunity. I can't say a lot, but do you want to meet for a coffee? And it sat in our requests folder for a few days because we thought it was a scam.
Well, the start of the message says we've got an exciting opportunity for you. I mean, you're going to think it's...
And then we were like, oh no, we should reply to that. We went for this coffee and she was like, I really can't say much, but trust me, you want to do it. So we did the demo, had like a really fun time doing it, but really sent it off and thought, well, that was amazing to be asked. And then, Sally Wainwright herself got back to us and we were like, oh God. And it was just a whirlwind. We did it at the same time as writing and recording our second album, Good Boy. So it really was a bit of a blur, but just a complete dream and something, to be honest, something we'd never even thought we would like be asked to do. So
it fell out of the sky.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And did you get a brief? Did you get scripts? Because you better explain what the series is about.
Oh, for sure. So we had a sense of what the show was about. We had kind of met up with Sally and she's told us about the whole premise. And we were lucky in the sense that she was such a lyrical writer anyway. So she would talk to us about each song, about who's singing it, what they're going through, kind of what it roughly wants to say. And then we'd just take that and run with it and make it into a song, which, it felt like the easiest thing in the world because she writes in that way that's kind of, you know exactly what you need to say, sort of thing. And it was so freeing. Like, me and Clara started out as a punk band, so going back to just playing and kind of the first thing that comes out is usually the best idea, and it was so exciting. And it was like very freeing to have that alongside writing an album where we were kind of scrutinising over every detail. Yeah,
two different disciplines, isn't it? Interesting. We'll bring the story bang up to date in a moment, but two more live songs coming up. What are you going to play next?
So the first song we're going to play for you is Work in Progress, our new single. And it's about getting to your 30s and realising that maybe you don't have it all figured out yet.
Okay.
Can't relate.
It's ARXX, our session guest, absolutely live on Six Music. It's all yours. Yes, ARXX live in session this evening from the Maid of Vale studios. That Crying in the Car Wash, and before that version of W.I.P, Work in Progress, which is the current single. What's the plan? Have you got a plan? Have you got anything mapped out as to what you're going to do next?
Well, we are actually in the middle of writing our next album.
I was going to ask you, have you? Because I imagine there's no sitting around with your feet up. I imagine you itch to get back into writing, do you?
Yeah, best not to really. No, we love it too much. We're working again with our producer Steve Ansell from Blood Red Shoes. He's brilliant and lovely. And we just wanted to get straight back in the studio and get writing again. It's too much fun.
Good. So that before touring, or are you lining up dates already for next year? I'm just throwing it out there in case there are promoters, you know.
Oh yeah, we love playing shows, so come our way.
And we've got a car.
We've got.
Oh, is it a van now? Have you?
We have a van now. Yeah.
We've upgraded.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming in and playing for us, and we wish you all the best. By the way, Riot Women you can find on obviously the BBC iPlayer, and good luck with writing and recording. We'll talk to you again, if not before, next year.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us, and also massive thank you to Chloe and Katie, our beautiful backing singers who are with us today.
Bless you all. Bless you all.
Thank you, Steve.
Live on Six Music.